if just like me you have those big blue eye bags under your eyes, then you should definitely keep watching this. So I recently made a video about how I tried Dr. Andrew Huberman's daily routine for 30 days, and it included waking up at 6:30 a.m. every single day. To be honest, it was quite okay, as I did not have any active nor energy requiring days following that early wake up, but now things have changed. Completely. As I recently moved to a new country, I started a 2-month internship in a veterinary clinic, and here is where things are starting to get more difficult for me. I still wake up at 6 a.m, but with very active days after that, where I stand a lot, think a lot, and move around the clinic a lot. And whenever the first day hit me, I went home and it kinda looked like that.
Tired is not even the word.
Okay, I didn't really look like that, but kind of. So I seriously needed to find a solution to not feel that tired, and I started to search for different ways to fix my problem. It was not about anything else than one main thing, and my problem was quite simple. I needed to fix my sleep schedule. Okay, quick spoiler, this is not gonna be life-changing infos where you're gonna be able to wake up not feeling tired. I honestly still wake up in a bit of a fuzzy state, and I'm not really sure how to fix that. Maybe I will never be able to fix this, but besides that, I seriously did notice a decrease in my fatigue throughout the days, especially at the end of the afternoons / early evenings. But now let's get back to what I did to fix my problem. The first thing that is extremely important is to respect your circadian rhythm. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, and to explain it in a very simple way, your circadian rhythm is your natural sleep-awake cycle. And to make it very brief, light equals awakeness, darkness equals sleepiness. So as my goal was to prepare myself to sleep early every night, I made sure not to turn on any primary light in my apartment. Plus they are quite white and aggressive. I made sure to turn on my desk light and my bedside table / wall light to have some dim light smoothly lighting up the room. Also made the effort to go all the way to a supermarket to get myself a candle to have a bit of a change in my light source. You don't have to do this with the candle, but I also low-key thought that a candle light looks quite cozy and calming, so yeah. The second thing that I have been making sure not to mess with throughout the week was my caffeine intake throughout the day. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I recently started a veterinary internship in a clinic, and as you can guess, there is a lot of action going on there. Now, I have seen a lot of people having caffeine intake throughout the afternoon and sometimes even at around 5-ish. That's something I really have been trying to avoid, and I have been really strict on myself for that, even though the afternoon cost me a lot more than my mornings. To make sure I still got caffeinated in the morning, I allow myself to have 1 cup of coffee. I kept the routine of Dr. Huberman and didn't drink caffeine before the first 19 minutes after waking up. Even though it was a bit tricky since I wake up at 6 and have to take my bus at 7:15, now I'm lucky enough to be able to have my coffee directly at work, so that helps me a bit with my routine. I also avoid any type of Coke, Red Bull, or any type of soft drink that I could have, and make sure not to have any caffeine intake after 2 p.m. Now that's not all about it, and there are probably other things that affected my sleep throughout the past weeks. I wouldn't say every single night, but I would say most evenings I would have those type of junk food cravings before going to bed. It has been found through research that high glycemic diets, as well as diet rich in added sugar, which is what mainly compose your well-known Mars bar, Kinder, and probably your pack of Lay's chips, may affect negatively your sleep. I do not know the mechanism behind all of this, but it may lead to insomnia and difficulty staying asleep. Therefore, I try to stop myself from falling into those cravings and having those junk food at least within the 2 hours before sleeping. Another thing that I found really interesting is how you should not have dinner too close to your bedtime. Now, I have to be extremely honest with you, and for me right now, and probably for most of the people watching this video, it just doesn't work. As I'm currently doing my internship, I get off work at around 6:37 and then hop on the bus and get home by 7:38. And by the time I'm done cooking for my dinner as well as for my lunch for the next day, it is almost 9, which is less than an hour before I usually head to bed. So that definitely couldn't work for me right now, but if you have the schedule for this, then you should definitely try it out. Our next point is definitely going to turn you into a sexy beast before going to bed, or maybe not. So after I realized that my girlfriend could literally throw me out of the window from snoring at night, I decided to fix that problem. There are a couple of options that I considered. The first one is surgery, but oh well, I did not go through that. The second one was quite easy to do, and it was all about clearing my nose with a saline spray solution, which is first of all not the most comfortable feeling, and it anyways didn't work that much as my nose would close again a couple of hours later, and my body would naturally prefer to get air from my mouth. This said, there was only one option left, and I started taping my mouth. I have been sleeping like that for the last 4 months probably, and I did notice a difference. Now whenever I'm sick and my nose is way too close to get air intake, then I obviously don't tape my mouth. I just don't want to die during my sleep, at least not yet. Jokes apart, mouth breathing is a serious concern, and while we always make fun of people who are snoring and tell jokes about it, it can have some seriously deeper negative impact on your life, and it can put you at higher risk for sleeping disorders such as snoring, sleeping apnea, and hypopnea, which means you do not breathe enough. So make sure to be careful with this. Now that we have those first parameters more or less fixed, I had to make sure of one more important thing: having a strict sleeping schedule. Now for my mornings, it's not that it's easy to wake up at the same time every day, it is just that I have no other choice. Because if I start to sleep in, then I would miss my bus and be late and maybe even miss my internship, so that is ruled out of the problem list. The biggest struggle comes in when I need to fall asleep at more or less the same time every single day. Lately, as I somehow started to get into work life, I realized that it is only in the evenings that I can do the things I love: writing scripts, shooting for a vid, and everything related to content creation. Now I don't have that much time anymore. Probably have like an hour window to fit all of those things in, and most of the time it is not enough. And I kind of want to delay my sleeping time in order to get more done. That leads us to the last thing that I needed to fix throughout the week, and it is nothing more than my discipline. Even though I might have been satisfied with the work I got done at around 9 PM and I was able to write a part of a script or plan some YouTube videos, I also kind of wanted to watch a Netflix show to just relax and get my head out of everything from my day. Now the thing is that their time was really missing. For my first night, I put on a series that I loved, and that was a big mistake of mine, as I just wanted to keep watching, and I ended up prioritizing my pleasures for the evening over my wakeness for the day after. Seeing how I felt the whole day, I promised myself not to do that anymore, and I kept my promise. It still didn't get easier to shut everything off and start sleeping, especially because then thoughts start to flowing in my head, but it just requires a lot of willpower and discipline. And this is how I would close my iPad, shut my eyes down, waiting to fall in the arms of Morpheus. Again, all of this just fit my own sleeping schedule right now, and it probably won't fit yours, in the way that maybe it is even harder for you if you cannot have a strict sleeping routine, if you work at night shift and everything, or in the way that maybe your schedule is more flexible and it's easier for you, and if that's the case, it's awesome. Anyways, it's all about adapting things to your own life, and as always, trust the process. I hope that you found something interesting in this video, that you can apply it to your life, and that it can somehow make it a little bit better. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll meet you in the next one. And right now, I have to admit, I'm quite tired. Bye!